Real Madrid are now the 14-time UCL winning champions. They are officially, well, they've been the owner, but they just proved why they are the owners of the Champions League. They are absolutely pros at winning the Champions League time and time again. They've won it in the past, they've won it in the present. They are just the absolute biggest team in the world by a mile. Real Madrid are the biggest team, and I'm an Arsenal fan talking about how great of a club Real Madrid is after losing two of their biggest stars, Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergio Ramos. They still end up becoming Champions League winners in the short time, and it's just unbelievable how they just risen up and became the best team in the world as of right now, out of a rebuilding stage that they went through, getting rid of many players that were the core from their three-peat, but there's still a lot of players that are still here, and it's just unbelievable. They did a great job just rebuilding the squad, bringing in new players, and this happens right after Kylian Mbappe announces he is staying at PSG, and that you would think would cause a lot of distractions for Real Madrid because they basically thought it was a done deal, but no, they still come out and win it, and the goal scorer, Vinicius Jr., deserves a lot of credit and is severely underrated. He's 21 years old and he just won the Champions League. Mbappe at 21 years old lost the Champions League final and missed a key chance, and Vinicius scored a key chance and just proved he was clutch in the final. Obviously, Mbappe is a better player than Vinicius, but Real Madrid should not be disappointed with Mbappe re-signing with PSG because they've got a star in their hands for the future, and that is Vinicius Jr., who back then, Benzema even was caught quoting saying he's playing against us on our mother, he's on the other team, and he was right at that time because Vinicius had everything but finishing, and now I don't know what Ancelotti does. I don't know what the Real Madrid training did to him, but this guy came in completely different player and is obviously going to win the Ballon d'Or in the future. That's what I'm thinking because Vinicius Jr. is just a great talent. And then Neymar's going to be gone, and then now you have Vinicius Jr., who's going to be the future of Brazil and Real Madrid and all this. He just resigned, and it's just going to be really interesting to see this guy's career go about because I'm really excited to see what Vinicius Jr. has to offer. And then Benzema had an historical year. Absolutely just had hat tricks when the team needed it most, came through. Luka Modric, he came in and just did magic. Militao and that defense, just wow. Just nothing but positives for Real Madrid. And Liverpool, most unlucky team I've seen. They were on the right path to win the quadruple, miss out on the league by a point, and now they lose a Champions League final. It happens. But this Liverpool team is one of the best teams I've ever seen. Just this Real Madrid team, Ancelotti deserves a lot of credit, and Real Madrid just had the luck of a champion. Round of 16, they play PSG down 2-0, 20 minutes. Benzema scores a hat-trick on to the next round. Then against Chelsea, they go up. Then second leg, Chelsea comes back, and they are literally in the driving seat, and Luka Modric puts on a world-class ball for Rodrigo, and he just scores against Chelsea. Boom, they're off to the next round. And then semifinals against Man City, down 2 and scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, and then overtime he scored a PK. They should have lost in all 3 of these knockout stages, and then they finally actually get the lead and stay with the lead 1-0 the whole second half basically, or the majority of the second half. It's 1-0. And they become the champions. And this is a really crazy run. One of the craziest runs I've ever seen. They beat in all the good teams. They beat in the top three teams in England. And they beat the team that was favored to win the Champions League, which is PSG, because they had the most expensive front three in the world, which is Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. And they beat them, and they just beat everyone. That is the luck of a champion. And you can tell these guys are going to be the champs the way they arrived to the final. And they did. They won it. And Real Madrid basically own it. Carlos Ancelotti is an expert at winning Champions Leagues, and that's a manager, if he ever became available again, that if I'm an Arsenal fan and I'm part of Arsenal's organization, I just give him the check, sack whoever's manager, and tell him, you fill out the check. We need you starting tomorrow because this guy's a serial winner. He wins everywhere. He wins anywhere, anytime. This guy, absolute class. And I wish whatever he did to Vinicius, he did to Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, made them clinical. Even though Smith Rowe and Saka had a lot of goals, but the training that Vinicius got, he went from a young player with a lot of potential to world class. Yes, Vinicius is now world class. I don't know what else you have to do to become world class, but what he did this year is world class. Rodrigo's another talent. We'll see how he does. He scored a lot of clutch goals, and I want to see him start next year now that Mbappe's not coming. And I want to see Vinicius and Rodrigo on the wings, see how that works out. Benzema, we'll see how he goes upon his next years. He is getting older, but Real Madrid is in exciting hands, and this is an exciting club, the biggest club in the world, and fair play to Liverpool. I'm going to have to respect that you have the best manager in the world is Klopp still, and you're very close for a quadruple. You're basically a point away and 2 goals away. So, we can say technically you were 3 goals away from the quadruple, because if they score, let's say they tied against Spurs. If they beat Spurs, they scored a goal there, and then they scored 2 goals in the final, boom, quadruple. So this team is going to go down, not really mentioned because they didn't win anything very, they didn't have, how like the Invincibles for Arsenal, that's how they're known. United is known the treble winning team. Then you got the City team that won I forgot what the City did or what they call the City. But City has this ultimate team. I think the Aguero one, or no, the Decade City. I don't know. City's such a forgetful club. I hate them. Whatever. But they're not really gonna have their little memorable winning stage where Liverpool wins the quadruple or the treble. So they get 2 cups, but this is a really good team, and we're gonna see it start to break apart. Salah will play next season, but Mane is looking like he's going to Bayern. And we'll see how they replace him. They do have Luis Diaz, who's young and up and coming, and he will be a very good player in the incoming years. They do have Diego Jota, who's a good player who scores a lot of goals, and they will have to bring in more people to replace Mane and Salah. But Liverpool can survive without Mane and Salah, but it depends on the replacements. But Jurgen Klopp is also a guy who can come in, buy a player, and make them who they are, because Salah was really an average player in the Serie A, came to the Premier League and became a legend in Liverpool. And then Mane, he was a good player at Southampton, but came to Liverpool and became world class. And now we'll see how he does in Bayern. Most likely he will be going. And Bayern, I think they hate Klopp or something, because yet again they give a little transfer rumor and aggressively pursue a Klopp player right before a Champions League final again, like they did for Mario Götze. So, yeah, Mane, he did handle it a lot better than Mario Götze, but they still ended up losing. And really unlucky from Liverpool, because they really deserved to win, and they played the best, but Courtois had his moments where he basically saved the game, and Real Madrid had 1 shot on target, 1 goal, and they should have had 2 goals, but the first one was taken away. Fabinho was the last to touch it, should have counted, but they didn't. Real Madrid still win, so nothing unjustified happened, because Real Madrid should have won 2-0, but they made the game interesting, keeping it 0-0. I'll give it that. Real Madrid still won, and, it was a good final. Now we'll see next year. Hopefully, this is the last year we're going to have the OG style, where we have the group stage and the knockout stage. They're gonna completely ruin it after, but it is what it is. It's the last year next season or I think there's 2 more. I think there's this year and the next year. So we have 2 more years of quality Champions League football, where we have the best format, the perfect format in my eyes. And let's just enjoy these 2 years before we have massive amount of change. And fair play to Liverpool, and congratulations Real Madrid for being the Champions League winner. And thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below who you think would be the best replacements for Mane and Salah. Thank you guys.